Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers Newark Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for setting this up. It takes a lot of work to make this happen. And I think it's amazing that I can sit here in Sweden and still work with you guys. And I know some of you have been traveling and still call in. That is one thing I didn't see coming. And I never saw myself teaching this way. And here we are, and it seems to work. Okay, today we are in space. It's the and the mantra that I am using is we are all one. We are all one. And what does that, I mean, that is the whole idea about yoga, that we are separately together. We are separate, but we are together. When I look at you, I look at me. And when you look at me, you look at yourself. That's easy when I look at my best friend. Or that's easy when I look at my children. But when I look at someone that I disagree with, or that I'm maybe I'm angry with, or very upset with, or maybe someone that has hurt me, to play with the idea that we are all one, that's when it gets a little trickier. One way to work with this mantra is that can I see one little part in you that I can agree with? What do we have in common? We can disagree on almost everything, but there might be one little thing where we agree. And maybe that little part of me can see that little part of you, and I can start my journey of thinking that we are one with those tiny parts. That's a possibility. Okay, let's get started with the physical practice, or the chair yoga practice. It's a little bit chilly up here, but I'm going to take my socks off for now, and then I'll put them back on. I saw some of you were wearing hats, so it seemed to be cold where you guys are too. Okay, so finding a seat. This is once again the most important part of practice, signing up, actually doing it. And if this is all you do, a 5 minutes sitting down consciously with awareness, that's a great job. Sitting up tall, and then bringing your awareness down to your feet, lifting the heels, lifting the toes, connecting to earth, or reminding yourself of the connection to earth. It's always there, but sometimes we forget. Maybe bringing your awareness to your sitting bones. Notice how the sitting bones are connecting to the chair, supporting you. Pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up. The spine is tall. The neck is long, the shoulders are wide. Maybe move the shoulders a little bit. And then you could, if you wanted to, you could imagine someone pulling your hair up, connecting to the universe, being like suspended from the universe and still in contact with earth. You could close your eyes or you could keep them open. That's your choice. Maybe bringing your awareness to your breathing, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. What kind of breathing are you using today? Is it short? Is it long? Is it deep? Is it shallow? Just notice, don't judge. What part of your body is moving when you're breathing? And then when you're ready, maybe bring your awareness to your to solar plexus, third chakra, your individual power. Then what would happen if the earth and the universe and you were all one? How would your perspective on life change? What kind of actions would you take? Maybe one action would be to do less. Letting go is an action. All right, and then bring your awareness to your hands and start using the fingers. Open, closing the fingers, move the hands and wrist around, maybe place the fingertips on each other, squeezing, stretching, using the hands, all kinds of ways. And when I do this, my forearms get really tired. Very quickly, I kind of, my hands get tired. Maybe clasp the hands, move them around. Maybe shake them. Just moving the hands in all kinds of ways. Strengthening the fingers, strengthening the forearms. Okay, and then inhale, arms up. Exhale down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale and twist to the right. Stay there. Back to your hands. Inhale, use your fingers as stars, bring them all the way up, and then twist to the other side and bring the arms down. Stay there. Now inhale, use the fingers as stars, blinking stars, and then come back to neutral. Okay, this time look at your thumb. Inhale, look at the thumb. Draw a big circle around you. Back to that knee. And then the other side, look at the thumb. Inhale, draw a big circle. This time, look at both thumbs. Inhale, both thumbs up. And then eventually you have to let them go, widen, and then coming back. Okay, let's do some stars sparkling with the fingers again. Notice how your forearms feel. Mine are already tired, already building muscle. And then hands back on my knees. Now start the cat-cow movement. Opening up and using the spine. Exhale, rounding. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, round. Inhale. And then back to neutral. Move your feet to Tadasana feet. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Lifting that right knee off the floor, creating circles, opening up that hip joint. Maybe go the other way. And then eventually finding seated pigeon. If you want to, you can use your fingers and put the fingers in between your toes to open up the toes. Sitting up tall, maybe using the elbow to gently guide that knee out. And then reconnecting to your breath. Maybe close your eyes. And then we're going to step out wide. So I'm going to step the right foot out wide, creating a 90 degree angle. Now we're going to go from here to standing up. I'm going to inhale into the center of my body. And then exhale and stand up. Inhale into the center of my body. Exhale, reach and stand up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then coming back down to seated, take that right leg, take it cross over, coming into sitting like a lady. The right leg is on top, the right arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. And maybe twisting from side to side. You can stay here, or you can come into eagle arms. Maybe you want to wrap that right foot around your lower leg too. If you wanted to, you could bring the left foot a little bit closer to the chair, start leaning forward and get a little bit of weight on that left foot. And then release. Back to Tadasana feet, the left leg goes up, creating circles, opening up the hip joint. You can go one way and then the other way, that's up to you. Eventually finding seated pigeon. If you want to, you can use your fingers, go in between the toes to help open up the toes, using that elbow to gently guide the knee out wide. Maybe close your eyes, reconnect to your breath. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And then when you're ready, stepping that left foot out wide, creating a 90-degree circle. Inhale into the center of your body, and then exhale and let it spread out through your body star. Arms, legs, head, and tail. Inhale into center. Exhale out to the 6-pointed star that you are. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then come back to seated. Left leg goes up and over. Left arm, I have my left leg on top. Left arm goes under. Give yourself a hug. Holding on to the back of your body. Notice the lungs. You can stay here, or you can bring the arms into eagle, and maybe the legs too, taking that left foot behind the lower leg. If you wanted to, you could bring the standing foot a little bit closer to the chair, and then lean forward and just like play with the idea that you maybe one day would stand on that foot. And then release. Okay, let's get up to standing. So bringing my awareness back to my feet. Let's do some fingers. And then transfer the weight forward and up, forward and up, forward and up. Okay, let's pick some stars. I'm using my fingers, or pick snowflakes. Let's pick snowflakes. I'm picking snowflakes. They're in front of me, behind me, above me, picking snowflakes. And maybe take those snowflakes, create a snowball, throw it and kick it away. Catching some snowflakes, turn them into a ball, throw it and kick it away, using different feet, just to play with balance and games. Like we are, most of us, or I think all of us, are children at heart. Kick that ball away. Kick the ball away. Okay, let's do 3 sun salutations using the fingers. Okay, inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Keep on going. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. Last time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline and stay there in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. We are all one. We are all one. We are all one. And then release, open your eyes if they were closed. Okay, we're gonna do a step back, stepping back to warrior one. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair pose, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Shift the weight to the left leg, right heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back and find the earth with the toes and then the heel. Everything is pointing forward. Warrior one. Warrior one observes. Okay, both hands on your hips. Now look at your right thumb. Look at that thumb and create a big circle. Wow. Back to your hip. Left thumb. Inhale, look at the thumb. Drawing a big circle. Okay, look at both. Inhale up. And then maybe stay there, stay there, stay there. And then let the circle continue behind you. Hands back on your hips, straighten that front knee. Left hip goes back. The shoulders goes forward. Maybe hold on to the chair for stability. Now bend the front knee, transfer the weight forward, bring the right knee up high, 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 and place it on top of the chair. Okay, this is the right leg. My right arm goes under. Give myself a hug. You can stay here or you can bring into eagle arms. Next step could be to lean back, get the weight into your standing leg and maybe lift the right toes off the chair. That's a possibility. You could, if you wanted to, bring it into a full eagle. And if you fall, you open up and just use your wings and you land somewhere. Okay, finding your way back to standing. Let's try the other side. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to your right leg. The left heel comes off the floor. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you first with the toes and then with your heel. Everything is pointing forward. Warrior one observes. Just observes. Hands on your hips. Look at that thumb. Inhale up. Draw a big circle. The other side. Inhale up. Draw a big circle. Wow. And then both thumbs. Look at both thumbs. Inhale up. Stay there, stay there, stay there. And then let the arms continue behind you, drawing a big circle. Okay, straighten that front knee. The hip goes back. The manubrium goes forward. So one part of you is going back, the other one is going forward to keep the balance. Maybe use the hands to support. And then bend the front knee. Bring the left knee high, 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 high. stepping onto the chair. This is the left leg. I bring the left arm under, give myself a hug. And then I decide if I want to stay here or bring my arms into eagle. That's my choice. Maybe I transfer some weight to the standing leg, and maybe I lift those left toes off the chair. Maybe a little, or maybe I'm choosing to bring it or try for the full expression of the posture. And if I fall out of it, that's okay too. All right, let's come back to standing. Going to do another step back. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Weight in the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic half for warrior two. Bring the arms out for warrior two. Warrior two takes the string and pulls it back, gets ready for action, aims and gets ready for action. And then let the dance start. What kind of dance would you like to do? Okay, let's move that left foot in. And maybe the heels in a little bit. So the feet are pointing out. Now, inhale into center. And then exhale and open up your body star. Inhale to center. Exhale. Feel every cell of your body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Let's come back to a warrior two, stand with the feet. So my left toes are pointing straight forward and the right one is in about 10 degrees. From here, go to Arda Chandrasana, half moon pose. So I'm going to transfer the weight to my left. I'm going to hold on to the chair and lift the back leg, looking at my toes. I can stay here. I can bend the leg. I can bring up my arm. If I want to, I can let my fingertips touch my toes. Maybe I want to move around here. Or maybe I want to do something completely different. Maybe I want to bend both knees. And then eventually finding your way back, big toes to touch, is slightly apart, bend the knees and come back to standing. Let's try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Weight in the right, left heel comes up. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic halves for warrior two. Arms come out. Warrior two takes action, aims and takes action, or pulls the string back, ready for action, ready for action. What kind of action would you do if you were to dance? What does your dance look like? And then coming back to warrior two. Bring the feet in and then bring the heels in so the toes are pointing out. Okay, inhale to center, exhale, open up. Inhale to center, exhale, open up. Inhale to center, exhale, open up. And then back to warrior two, starting with your feet and then the legs and then the arms. From here, go into Arda Chandrasana, transferring the weight toward the chair. I'm going to hold on to the chair, lifting the back leg. I'm going to look at my left toes. Maybe this is where I stand, or maybe I'm bringing that left arm up. Maybe I want to bend the standing leg and work on my strength there. Or maybe I want to bend the top leg and let my fingertips and toes touch. And thank goodness for walls. And then eventually bringing your feet back together, bend the knees, coming back to Tadasana. Okay, one last sequence. Let's do a Sun A version here. Inhale, let's use the fingers again. Strengthening the fingers and the forearms. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, step back to plank pose. Stay there. Use your feet this time. Use your toes to move back and forth, back and forth. Come to stillness. Now, widen the shoulders. Let the manubrium or collarbones move forward into an up dog. You're still pressing into the base of the index finger. Exhale, lift the hips back, up and back into down dog. Inhale, come back up. Release the knees down. Let the toes be tucked. Maybe walk a little bit closer to the chair. Now look at that thumb. Inhale, that right thumb up. All the way, and maybe touch that heel. Or you can place the hand in your back pocket. And then go the other way up. Inhale, reach back and come back. Okay, let's try the other side. Look at the left thumb. Inhale up and all the way around. Maybe letting the fingertips touch the heel or placing your hand in your back pocket. Engage the core. Hips are moving towards the chair, engaging the core, keeping the spine really long. And then reach back and up, back and up, back and up, back and up, coming back to neutral. Okay, let's try both thumbs. Look at both thumbs. Inhale up. Stay here, stay here. Let the hips move forward and then eventually letting the arms go back, either placing them in your back pockets or maybe letting the fingertips touch your heels. Hips are moving towards the chair. Inner core is strong, supporting the spine. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the spine, lengthen the spine, and come back up to neutral. Now, place the forearms on the chair. Let the knees go wide, untuck the toes, big toes to touch. Hips goes back to your heels and into child's pose. If you want to, you can move the chair and come all the way down to the floor for child's pose. Inhale, come back up. Bring the knees together. Find the chair. Use your forearms. Transfer the weight into your forearms. Tuck the toes and then lift the hips. Walk forward, bend the knees, and come back up to standing. Okay, let's move on to the Yoga Nidra part. Now I'm going to put my socks back on. It's a little bit chilly here up. This is an old house and it's like when it's windy, you feel it. So as I think most of you know, this is a guided meditation. You're laying down. You're going to be laying down for like 25-30 minutes. We get cold, so maybe socks on or a blanket. It's nice to have something under your knees. I don't have a bolster up here, but I do have 2 blocks. So I could, if I wanted to, I could use the blocks and place them under my knees. So I get a little bit of a bend. That helps the lower back to relax, and it's just more comfortable when you're laying on the floor for half an hour. We are working with the space element. The mantra, if you wish to work on it, is we are all one. You can pick any mantra, and sometimes when you listen to your body, the body will tell you something. It will come up with suggestions. And as you know, this is a guided meditation. Just because I tell you to go somewhere, that does not mean that you have to follow me. You are in charge of your body and your breath and your journey. You can say thank you, but no thank you. Thank you for the suggestion, but I'm going to go elsewhere. Okay. Let your body sink down into the floor. Feel the earth underneath you, holding and supporting you, rising up to softly cradle you. At this time, nothing else matters. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. Remain still for deep nourishment. Repeat these words in your mind. I am awake and aware. I am awake and aware. Now imagine yourself in a place that feels peaceful and friendly, protected and supportive. It may be outside in nature, somewhere inside, or an imaginary place. This is your inner sanctuary. Feel yourself here and begin to see all the details around you. The light, the colors, any objects. See yourself in this protected place, sensing the comforting energy, supportive, calm, and protected. At any time during practice, you can guide yourself back here. If anything feels odd or too intense, go back to your inner sanctuary. Your inner sanctuary is always here. It is a part of who you are. Now go inward, deep inside, and listen. Listen to your heart. Deep listening. What does it say? What is your heart's deepest longing? What does your heart desire? Your heart may speak in words, colors, songs, images, or something else. Allow your heart to speak its truth. From your heart's longing, create a positive statement in present tense as though it's already happening. Now, state your heart's wish 3 times to yourself as the truth. Bring your awareness to your belly. Notice the expansion on the inhale and the soft release on the exhale. Navel rising on the inhale, yielding to earth on exhale. From your navel center, bring awareness to your lower belly, pelvis, right hip, right upper leg, knee, lower leg, ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot. Bring awareness to your heel. Feel whole right foot. Notice the right calf, back of knee, hamstring, and pelvis. Notice your left hip, left upper leg, knee, lower leg, ankle, top of the foot, sole of the foot. Bring awareness to your heel. Feel whole left foot. Notice the left calf, back of knee, left hamstring, and pelvis. Bring awareness to lower belly, navel center, solar plexus, lower ribs, lungs. Sense heart space, heart center. Notice your throat center, right shoulder, right upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, top of the hand, palm of the hand. Bring awareness to the tips of your fingers. Sense your whole right hand. Bring awareness back to throat center. Notice your left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, top of the hand, palm of the hand. Bring awareness to the tips of your fingers. Send your whole left hand. Bring awareness back to throat center. Feel your neck, back of the head, crown of the head. Feel your forehead. Notice your mind's eye. Shift your attention to your ears. Right ear, left ear, both ears. Notice the outer ear, inner ear, ear canal. Witness your ears hearing, receiving sound. Notice your eyes. Feel your eyes as color, as radiant wisdom receiving sight. Bring awareness to nose. Feel the tip of the nose. Notice breath passing through the nostrils, receiving smell. Notice your lips. Sense taste in your mouth, receiving sensation. Become aware of the right side of the body. Now, feel the left side of the body. Feel back body, side of the body facing the ground, back body. And now feel front body, side of the body facing the sky, front body. Now feel right arm and left leg, right arm and left leg together. Now feel left arm and right leg, left arm and right leg together. Feel whole body now, all parts together, all together as a whole. Feel your whole body. Find the center of your body. Imagine inhaling into the center of your body. Now notice exhale. Allow the exhale spreading out through your body. Inhale to center. Exhale into legs, arms, head and tail. Inhale to center. Exhale out into all the 6 points of your body start. Inhale to center. Allow exhale to completely fill your body. Now imagine your body feeling contracted. All muscles and tissues pulling inward. Inward flowing like a seed. Feel sensation of contraction in your body. And now feel the opposite. Feel your body open and spacious, outward flowing. Feel the sensation of expansion. And this time, feel contraction and expansion together at the same time in your body. You walk on a wide trail in the woods. The snow crunches under your warm boots. The trees around you sway softly in the wind. You feel protected. You gaze up towards the dark sky. The stars sparkle and the moon reflects bright light. Long shadows dance on the white snow. It's a beautiful night. There is an opening ahead. A large circular area in the middle of the woods. You stop and observe. You see no movement and the snow is untouched. You wait. Your warm breath mixes with the cold air. Then things change. Underneath the snow, you see tiny lights moving in a fast and funny way. You sharpen your hearing. There is a soft, muffled sound from the ground. You hear voices chattering and arguing with each other. Now there's busy movement all over the clearing. Small pointy hats break the surface of the snow, and soon you see faces of hundreds of small creatures. They seem to be in a hurry. There is conversation and muttering, greetings and bumping. Small shovels work quickly, creating patterns in the snow. You look in amazement at the scene in front of you. Then they are done. With care, all the creatures move towards the rim of the circle. They fall silent. Patiently, you all wait. There is a crackling sound from deep within. In the center of the circle, you see a pure light pouring out from earth. The thick glowing liquid is guided by the patterns the creatures built. The effect is remarkable. Just like a snowflake, the light spreads and creates the most beautiful ornament in the snow. Every little corner of the mold is filled, and the creatures cry out loud in celebration. Small, strong hands grab onto the rim of the flake and lift it up above their heads. They push it a little further, and soon It floats up into the space above their fingertips. The sparkling snowflake moves carefully. It tilts gently to the left and then to the right. It moves around in small circles, testing its skills. Soon it gains more confidence and it starts dancing and swirling around. The creatures clap their hands and dance around in joy and excitement. They did it again. You wake up and the sun is high on the sky. The snow is melting and you see grass peeking through the white cover. A few hats and shovels lay on the ground. The creatures are long gone. It's warm and you take off your gloves and look at your hands. Just like the pouring light last night, they shine brightly. You turn and twist your fingers. You hear music in your ears and your hands start dancing. The fingers are quick and bendy. They jump, play, and create exciting patterns in the space in front of you. Soon you feel your entire body moving. You kick off your boots, and just like your hands, your feet are shining and sparkling like a snowflake star. You close your eyes and lean back. Hundreds of small hands catch you and carefully lift you up. They push you a little further, and soon you float all by yourself, barely touching their fingertips. Just like the star from yesterday, you move carefully. Gently you tilt to the left and then to the right. Slowly you move in circles to test your own skills. Soon you gain confidence, and just like the star you watched, now you dance and swirl around. The creatures clap their hands and dance around in joy and excitement. We did it again. We are all one. Now remember your heart's longing, the positive statement you set at the beginning of practice. Repeat it 3 times to yourself as though it's already happening. Let this truth fill every cell of your body. Notice all the space around you. Sense the space within you. Feel the sense of calm confidence, whole and complete. Notice that part of you that is the witness. the one who has observed your body, breath, and journey. And now begin to notice thoughts and feelings flowing through your awareness again. Notice your breath. Feel its rhythm and pace. Invite your breath to deepen now. Feel yourself reawakening. Become aware of your body, your physical body resting on earth. Before moving, just sense your hands. Now begin to wiggle your fingers. Notice your feet. Wiggle your toes. Gently rock your head from side to side, a slow awakening. Roll to your left hand side. Press your hands into the floor and come up to a seated position. Lengthen your spine. Take a full breath in and let it go. Bring your hands up in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. We are all one. Gently bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Thank your inner guide, your past, present, and future teachers, and all the people that are joining you on this journey. Allow your eyes to slowly open. Raise your gaze, and thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis and Barbara from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Westchester County Legislator Ruth Walter, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.